Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to today's video. For those of you who are new, this may be your first time seeing my face coming across my channel, watching one of my videos, which means you are probably not yet subscribed. Welcome, my name is Tyler with an O, and for those of you who are already my people, already subscribed, and are just returning for another video, welcome on back. I feel like every time I kind of go MIA off of YouTube for a little bit, I always come back with like a story to tell, or like a life lesson, or something, a new state of mind. It's just always new year, new me, but like 5 times a year. I'm not even about to make this introduction long. Let me go ahead and throw on my brows, and then we gonna get into it, girl. Okay, period. The brows are on. Get into the brows. Can we get a brow cam? Brow cam, everybody? Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and do the rest of the face. I'm trying not to have... I was about to apologize. I was gonna say, sorry if the mirror... Girl, I ain't sorry. And that kind of just... We could just go ahead and get right into the topics, girl. There's just so much that I want to talk to you about. I know this video is gonna be all over the place. Again, I'm not sorry. One of the things lately I've just been trying to do is just trying to be a little bit more... like unapologetic, and I don't mean like, oh, if you do something wrong, not apologize. What I'm kind of referring to is just more of like, when it comes to the way that I express myself, you know, the way that I present myself, the way that I present my art, that's a big one, which will go kind of further down in when we get into that little music conversation. But I don't even really want to talk about it, but there may or may not be a link in the bio to my first self-produced, self-written, self-performed single anywhere that you can find music. Spotify, TylorWithAnO. It's called ICARUS. It's kind of sickening, but anyways, we're not here to talk about that. Pause. Can y'all tell that I like really missed you guys? I really miss YouTube. I miss recording. I finally started using a makeup primer. This one's by Maybelline. It's like the Master Prime. And one day I tried it out and I went out for a night. As you know, I now live here in Houston, girl. So it is summertime. So it's giving humidity, it's giving sweat, you know what I mean? And mind you, we get in after the after hours, girl. So when the club closes at 2, we still there. We shimmy over to the next place that start at 2. Don't get home till 5, 6 in the morning. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And so when I went to take my makeup off after the long night, I was like, well, damn, I don't want to take the bitch off because it looked fresh. But yeah, girl, so now that I've been doing laser, now that I've been missing my appointments, my facial hair is like starting to grow back, and I've missed like a couple, so it's had some time, okay? And I'm now having to shave, which is going back to what I was saying, resulting in me getting like ingrowns or whatever because I had to shave again. And it's kind of funny, since I've been doing, you know, laser for the past, I would say like, what, 6 months? I kind of forgot what it was like to have to deal with ingrowns as a result of like shaving your face. Now that stuff is starting to flare up again. And so I'm like, damn, like, I think I really would pay to not have to deal with this for another 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and the fact that it is growing back now is telling me like, okay, it's not as permanent as the girls were trying to sell it to me for, you know what I'm saying? So if there comes a time when I'm like,
oh, I really wish I was able to grow a mustache and have hair on my face when I already have dry skin, so then I get all dry and flaky underneath my mustache, but I can't put the moisturizer on it because there's hair in the way.
If there ever came a time that like I wanted to have a mustache, I know that shit is gonna grow back, girl, because this is not permanent, because she's growing back and it's annoying. Sean, can you call and make my laser appointment, please? Thank you. Before I forget, I had to tell Sean, that's my assistant. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but her podcast is called Don't Call Me White Girl. So yeah, Money Long was on there, and I just love her, I guess, perspective and her lease on life, you know, the way that she thinks, and overall just like her energy, I guess you can say. Sorry, I'm gonna have to put the mirror in front because I need the shadows to be right so I can get my nose contour together. I can't have the shadows off and then it look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, no. She mentions a lot about like energy and like frequencies and like vibrating on different frequencies and everything like that. Let me just say, I'm not one of those girls, and I'm not No disclaimers. I said what I said. If you choose to be offended by something that's not intended to be offended, I don't know what to tell you, girl. That's your problem. That's a frequency that you're vibrating at, and quite frankly, I can't relate. So speaking of that, frequencies, that's kind of like her thing in terms of like envisioning like the life that you want for yourself and being intentional about the type of like energy and frequency of like the people you interact with. People want to be vindictive, or people just want to have like a whole bunch of like stored hate and animosity towards other people, and at the end of the day, like that's really not helping you. And so one of the things that she kind of like talks about is just like understanding that those type of people or certain opportunities, certain environments that you are in or whatever aren't matching your frequency, and that may be why you feel stuck and like why you can't move forward in life. Although I love like the way this looks right now, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you in closer because we're about to start on eyes, if that's okay. Girl, get over here. So anyways, back to me. That's just kind of been my whole outlook on life recently, and it's not really until now that I'm able to really like put words to it or like explain what it is. I've kind of just been like moving in it, and that's what it is. I've just been moving in it, moving in that energy and aligning yourself with whether it's like the person that you want to be, or the life that you want to live, the reputation you want to have, or simply put like, you know, marketing yourself, but not necessarily to other people, but like to yourself, to the universe. So let's say that in my future, in my goals, you know, people call it manifesting, maybe it's manifesting, active manifesting, I don't know. But let's say I envision this life for myself where I am a successful, famous movie star. Kind of like the cliche of like, oh, if you can dream it, you can achieve it type of thing, but just more in a realistic sense. Something like that, that trajectory, that path for you is probably in your timeline because you have that idea, you have that passion, you have the gift, you have all the tools inside you to accomplish that thing if you align yourself with it. It's already in the cards for you to be a movie star. However, that doesn't mean that you can just kick back and stay in your house every day and Steven Spielberg is just gonna come beating down your door with a movie script asking you to be a movie star. No, you have to do certain things and move in certain ways so that you can make your vibration, your frequency, match that of the future that you are trying to get to. So if movie star, Hollywood, fame, land, all of that is vibrating at 26,000 megahertz, I don't know why, I'm just saying, if we talking frequencies and vibrations or whatever, I don't know, girl, then let me start doing things that are going to increase my frequencies so that I can align with the frequency of the direction that I'm trying to go. Again, it's not literally like frequencies. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. But the way that I've been just tying that into like my everyday life is like going back to people. You know, people in your life, and just kind of like acknowledging that everybody's not meant to be around you, number one. And a lot of times I don't think that we might not realize that some of the people that are around us might be vibrating at a lower frequency. And that's not a slight to them, that's not a dig, it's no shade, but we are just not on the same wavelength. It's like one of those things that it might be possible that if you maintain a friendship with this person, it's going to get you, it's going to bring your frequency down closer to theirs. You're going to align more so on their wavelength and stray away from yours. They could be a bad influence on your life. They can distract you. They can get you in trouble. They could unmotivate you. I don't know, they might introduce you to crack, bitch, and you become a crack. You know what I'm saying? But now you're not vibrating at the frequency that you need to align yourself with the thing, with all of the things. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm talking about like frequencies and energies and things like that, I don't necessarily mean it in that like literal hippie like, oh yeah, ride the wave, man, frequencies and picking up people's energies and vibes and all of that, but like in real world, because you do the shit too. It's as simple as like when you go somewhere, you're at an event and you're just like, I don't know, the vibe is off, like something don't feel right, I don't feel like I should be here. Oh my god, mom, cover your ears. please, listen. I have story. I have lived. Okay, I have lived a life that I have not been able to talk to anybody about, okay? There have been times where I've been, at parties, and I'll tell my friends, and they will tell you about this. We be telling the same stories. Literally, we be in there, certain people walk in, and like you could just feel the energy in the room. And I was just like, I don't know. I think we should leave. Like, we can only stay here 10 more minutes and then we gotta go. Like, I don't know, the vibe is off. Like, you know what I'm saying? The energy ain't right. And you can feel that shit. And what I'm saying is, like, listen to it. Because those were the times we end up wanting to be cute and stay there for 12 minutes. And by that 12 minute, pop, 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 shots. Everybody running. We running upstairs, girl. Oh my God, bullets coming through the ceiling from the first floor. Girl, not my camera dying on me while I was mid-conversation, girl. Low vibrational. Not you, the camera. Ooh, child. I feel like I'm constantly receiving like confirmation from the universe. I just feel like I'm constantly seeing the signs, and I'm constantly doing things or seeing things, or things will happen where it's just like, okay, I know I'm at least going the right direction. Or I'm at least I was supposed to come here today. I was supposed to meet this person. I was supposed to whatever. And even though, now let's go into that, because I was talking about like, meeting people, or like people and their energies, and if they're, not right for you or whatever. How many times does that happen where you find somebody and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe we finally met. Like, we should have been friends a long time ago, and we just blend so well together, and this is my best friend. We're gonna be friends for life. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to grow old together, travel together, make all these fucking plans. And then you never can foresee, boom, now y'all not friends no more. But instead of it being like, oh yeah, you were wrong, you need to look at it as like, oh, okay, that was what that person was in my life for. Whatever the demise of your friendship or that relationship or whatever happened with that, probably came a lesson. There came some lesson in your life. And you wouldn't have experienced that lesson, you wouldn't have learned that, you wouldn't have been prepared for future experiences or future encounters with people or whatever the situation might be, had you not went through it with that person. And that's just another way that I just have been kind of looking at things and looking at life lately. It's not that you were wrong in assuming like, I thought this person was supposed to be in my life and I thought we were meant to be friends, but obviously I was wrong. Everything happens for a reason. So like, yes, that person was supposed to be in your life so that the fallout could happen. And sometimes those consequences or those fallouts or whatever, breakups, whatever the situation is for you, they could be really bad. It could be really nasty. Sometimes that could come by way of like an injury, a death, a car accident, things like that. Like, I'm not saying it's all just trivial, like, oh yeah, but no, I still even believe like those things happen for a reason. And I feel like when I see a lot of people who like experience stuff like that, even if it's like a relative's death or something like that, that's just kind of something that they always say in hindsight of like, it happened when it happened or how it happened for this reason. From that, I was able to learn this, or it made me stronger, or you know what I'm saying? And it is tough. I don't know. I feel like we kind of underestimate how difficult our journeys could be. I don't know, but I feel like you understand what I'm trying to say. And when I'm like saying like, God or the universe, it's not that I'm like making a mockery or whatever. That's not the point. What I'm saying is like, I'm trying to get you to understand that like, in a way, we're all doing the same shit. And this is if you don't take away nothing from this video, this is what I want you to take away. We're all doing the same shit. And what is that shit? Living and experiencing this lifetime. You as yourself, me as TylorWithAnO, the fabulous, the one and only, for my first time right now. Things are happening to me for the first time. And that goes as far as me coming to Texas for the first time. But also, people are having kids for the first time. And even if you're on your third kid, that's your first time having a third child. You know what I'm saying? We're all doing this shit for the first time out here. And no one, and I don't care, no one knows for sure. No one knows what's the right way. Nobody knows if they're making the best possible decision. Nobody knows. We're all just doing what we know how to do based off of our past life experiences, based off of what we've learned in this experience, based off of what our parents teach us, based off of what we see other people do, based off of our best judgment. You know what I'm saying? But nobody has all the rules to this shit. Nobody does. Nobody does. Honestly, when I originally sat down, this was what this topic of this video was kind of going to be about. And this also is kind of inspired from me watching Don't Call Me White Girl, because she's also a mom and she has 2 kids, and she, you know, she's very open about, I guess, like her history as far as like, you know, just being younger and being, you know, from the hood and all this other stuff, but also like being a mom and just her take on parenting and a lot of the things that she's experiencing as a parent and teaching as a parent. And I know people say like, oh, your parents do the best they can. But like, I mean, some of us are fortunate enough to where like our parents actually did do the best they can. And it's no shade to the parents, but I'm just saying, like, there are parents who didn't do the best that they could. And there are parents who are just like, fuck them kids. And, you know, that really sucks that happens. But lately, and, you know, as I'm getting older into my adulthood, experiencing life and the things that it has to offer, good times, bad times, whatever, I'm finding myself a lot of the time like, damn, like, I wish somebody would have told me this. Or like, I wish I would have knew this. Why didn't my mom teach me about this? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't my dad ever tell me about this part of life? This would have been really helpful to have some guidance on. And I am not in any stretch of the imagination saying that my parents failed or whatever, or they, you know, it's none of that. I had great parents. But what I'm saying is, how would they know that you were going to go through all of the plethora of things in life that you may have went through or are going to go to know that is something in particular that they need to teach you about, while juggling deciding what they do need to teach you about that's important to right then, you know, and all the important life skills that they're giving you then. They can't catch all. They can't do everything. They can't live your life for you before you live it to give you that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? They could just go off of what is important to them, what is, you know, what they know how to do, what they're familiar with. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of trying to make this where you can understand, because you understand me, Rich, and if you can't, then keep up. Especially like with everything that I've been talking about as far as like goals and everything like that. That's one of the things where I'm just like, damn, like, you know, I can't ever remember having a conversation where my parents like taught me how to like set goals and how to accomplish my goals, how to dream, how to be ambitious, how to have hope, and how to stay motivated. Again, it's no shade to the parents, my parents, any parents. I'm just saying this as something to think about now in hindsight. Me as an adult, maybe if I have kids, these are the things that I'm probably gonna think about, you know. At the same time, you can't fault them for that, because maybe they didn't know. Maybe that was something that was never taught to them. And so transitioning from that, you know, because that's not even really what it's about, but that's where it now becomes your job as the captain of your life to now do the work. And you teach yourself those skills. You take control of your life and you start prioritizing, read your own books. That's where I'm at right now. And going back to what I initially said about just being like really a lot more like unapologetic, that's one of those things. In order for any of this to work, I have to be unapologetic for the way that I go about trying to live this life for the first time the best way that I can. For example, the way that I present myself, you know, I'm a black male who decides to get my face beat to the back fucking door and go out, and I might throw on a pair of heels. I might want to throw on a little skirt. You never know what it's gonna give. But like, I'm not gonna apologize for that, because that makes you uncomfortable, because that would be me apologizing for just trying to like maneuver through life in a way that I feel works for me, or makes me feel the most comfortable, or makes me feel like I'm representing myself in a certain way that I maybe want to be represented, because maybe I'm trying to get to somewhere down the timeline to where this could be something that attracts the type of people who are vibrating at the frequency, who are in line with the future that I am futuring for. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what that could look like is me deciding, like, you know, if I want to be said artist or movie star or whatever, it's just like how people say, like, you know, you got to look the part, you got to present yourself or whatever. You never know who you're going to meet. And what I do like and what I value, especially now coming to a new place, being in a new city with a damn near, I can have any identity that I want to have. I love when I go places and people ask me, you know, like it's usual, like, oh, you know, where are you from, da 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 da. But you know what question that I love to get, that I get a lot because of the way that I decide to carry myself? When people are like, what do you do? They see me and they see the way that I move. They feel how positive I am. They see how joyful my interactions with people. They see that I'm not one of these miserable ass bitches standing around being pretentious and judging folk and acting like I'm too good. Or no, I'm walking in with confidence. I look how I look. I smell good. I look good. I'm smiling. I'm interacting with the girls. I'm laughing. The people around me are also vibrating at a higher frequency. You know what I'm saying? So it makes people interested. What do you do? And I'm just using that as like a small example, you know? Me now giving off a certain vibe now opens the door for a conversation. It opens the door for somebody to say, like, whoa, like, I like your style. Do you do makeup? Or it opens the door for that person to say, like, hey, I like your style. I couldn't help but notice you from across the room. You know, your smile was infectious. I love your confidence. Hey, I'm so-and-so director from whatever fucking studios, and I want to have a conversation because I what do you do? Now I can open the door and say, like, oh yeah, I'm a producer. I'm actually a musician. I'm actually a YouTuber. I actually have X, Y, and Z business. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a creative director. I'm a videographer. I'm a choreographer. Whatever it is, I'm giving off the vibe that I want to elevate to. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to vibrate closer to the frequency that I'm trying to achieve. And in doing so, I'm attracting opportunities that are also at a higher frequency. And then that may attract another opportunity, that may attract another, and before you know it, that thing that I've been manifesting, that I have written on my vision board, that opportunity, you know what I'm saying, that country that I've always wanted to visit, boom, I'm there. I might be there one day. And it all started because I decided, you know what, I don't like where I'm at. I'm feeling stuck, so I gotta change. So I have to make an active change in my life to do something different that's gonna inspire a different result than what I've been receiving, because I'm not happy where I'm at. So yeah, kind of getting back onto the topic of like Money Long and the stuff that she be talking about, it's kind of like picking and choosing what frequencies and what energy that you're gonna accept into your life. Am I going to live life on the vibrational level of like resentment and anger and regret for the things that I didn't do, or the things that I should have did, or I wish I would have knew how, or whatever? Or am I going to let go of those low vibrational feelings and behaviors and now start vibrating now at a higher frequency where I'm gonna teach myself, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna experience, and I'm gonna be appreciative of the stuff that I did acquire in the past. I'm gonna be appreciative of the guidance that I did get. One small example. Oh, I didn't even put on a lash. Well, I ain't going nowhere. I didn't do no highlighter either. Oh my god, y'all just got me all over the place today. But while I do this, I will just say, with all of that being said, another thing going in line with like this effort of me, you know, trying to just like, I don't know, just be more intentional about energy. And I've been really big lately just about being aware of the way that things make me feel. And again, that can go for an environment, but it goes a lot for people as well. Another thing I would just want you to leave this video with is like, be aware of that. Just take note of that. Like, how do you feel after you leave this person's house? After you hang out with that person, do you feel a little like, you know, do you feel a little yucky? And I don't mean yucky like gross, but I mean like, Are you embarrassed, or do you feel like a little less than? Do you like think back and be like, damn, that person was really like coming for me, or that person was always trying to bring me down, or that person was always trying to make me feel like I was wrong? You know what I'm saying? Or that person, you know, never really got excited about my accomplishments and never really celebrated me or reciprocated a lot of like the energy and positivity that I would send their way. You know what I'm saying? I really have started taking note of that, because to me that's a sign of something that could be potentially harmful to my energy and to my vibration. I can't, let's say now I'm with this person and I bring them along with me for some type of professional opportunity or something, but because like their vibration was like killing my vibe, you know what I'm saying, and putting my energy off, I wasn't able to perform my best, and now I didn't end up, you know, landing whatever gig or opportunity that was in store for me. It's just like shit like that. And because nobody has the answers, because no one knows, who's to say that that might not be the case? So my thing is like, I just want to be intentional about things like that, because like, I don't know what it is that could be standing in the way between where I'm at right now and where I'm trying to go. So I'm just doing the best I can, you know, and with everything that I learned along the way and everything that I've learned in the past, I feel like even with like these podcasts and people like Money Long and stuff like that, again, I believe everything happens for a reason. So even as small as the fact that that podcast came up on my timeline, it could all go back, so you never know what like each decision and each intentional thing that you do, how it might ripple and affect stuff over time. I don't know. We don't know. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out because I already know it's long enough. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or learned something. Comment down below if you have any opinion, any comment, question, concern on anything that I've talked about, anything you want to see in a future video. And most importantly, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any of this Tyler with no goodness. And I will catch you on the next video. Peace! I caught myself trying to be cute and take selfies, and I was just like, why do my eyes look like this? Because I ain't got no liner lashes and mascara on. My eyelashes looking all dusty from all this shadow and powder. I didn't put no setting spray on. We had a really good conversation today. I mean, I would say so. And you know what? The people vibrating at a high enough frequency would say so as well. The people who vibrate at the high enough frequency would be subscribed.